Hi everybody! So I'm here with another question from another Anonymous. So Anonymous has a friend named Lisa. Now she's known Lisa for about 4 years now, and 3 years ago Lisa was struggling very badly and Anonymous was on temporary disability but had some extra money. So when Lisa needed money for rent, Anonymous gave her $600 to help her out with her rent. And now when Anonymous left her ex-abuser in 2009, she was at her lowest low and she's really struggled for the past year working a part-time hostess job for minimum wage. During this time, Lisa's been picking up jobs left and right where Anonymous couldn't. Eventually, Anonymous and Lisa started meeting up for coffees on Sundays. And Lisa would always brag, oh, I made $175 this day or $200 this day. And Anonymous would say, yeah, I made $9 today because a nice customer tipped me. And Lisa would say, oh great, you can pay for the coffee then. And on top of all that, Lisa asked Anonymous to feed her cats for a week while she was away, plus drive her on a 70-mile round trip to the airport and pick her up. Anonymous put 350 miles on her car to do this, and Lisa refused to even help her with $10 of the gas. In fact, one time they went grocery shopping together and Anonymous needed tomatoes for a dish that she was going to cook, and Lisa wouldn't even lend her $1 for a tomato. All Lisa says is, oh, don't be so negative. Things are going to get better. Meanwhile, she's expecting Anonymous to go to her house all the time, which is 10 miles away. And obviously Anonymous can't do that anymore because of gas. Well, this month, in July, some things have been changing for Anonymous. Her boss put her as a server on the floor, so she's actually making some money now. And Lisa wound up losing one of her jobs. So recently, she had Anonymous take her to the airport again to drop off her daughter, which was another 70 miles. And Lisa didn't even offer to pay the $2 for parking, and then had the nerve to ask Anonymous to buy her some cigarettes. Now, Anonymous smokes cigars, but Lisa thought she was too good for those, and she refused to smoke any of those. She wanted Anonymous to buy her Marlboros, because she was too good to smoke something cheaper. So it seems like now Lisa's expecting Anonymous to do even more favors for her. When Anonymous was dead broke, Lisa was asking her to spend her gas and do stuff for her, while Lisa was going out and spending all of her money on iPod touches, new cell phones, and stuff like that. And then Lisa turns around and tells Anonymous that she has no right to buy a new purse that she's been saving for 4 months to buy. So Anonymous wants to know, what do I do with a person like this? And how do I tell her how I feel without totally starting a war with her? Does she not realize? No. You know what, Anonymous? She does not realize. See, there are people in our world that are users. And this Lisa to me sounds like a natural-born user. Funny how user and loser rhyme, isn't it? So I almost said natural-born loser, but actually that would fit the bill here too. But, no, seriously, this is terrible that when you were struggling, she was making, okay, let me tell you about paying for gas, okay? I give my son $15 to drive me to the reserve to get cigarettes. I pay my son $5 to take me down to the grocery store. Every time, pretty much, that I get in his car, I give him gas money. I don't think, and Lisa is merely a friend, and I don't think she's a very good friend at that. I seriously think you should be telling her you want gas money. If you're driving 70 miles, call the cab company, find out what a cab would cost, and charge her $20 less. That's what I would do. And then she's still getting a deal, but then your gas is being covered, and your time, and your, the wear and tear on your vehicle and things like that. You cannot let her continue to do this to you, because what's going to happen? You say you don't want an all-out war, but if this continues, it's just going to build and build and build till eventually you're going to explode. And I think you just gotta, Lisa, I can't afford this. You need to pay me for gas. Or if she calls and says, hey, can you take me to the airport? Sure, Lisa, how much were you planning to give me for gas? Or sure, I think that my gas will be approximately X number of dollars, so I will expect, that you will pay me that before we leave. I think it's ridiculous that when you were struggling, she wanted you to spend money, but she wasn't willing to do it. And when she was talking about, oh, I made $175 this day or $200 that day, and you said I made $9, and she said you could buy the coffee. I'm sorry, but she should have been buying your coffee. It should have been the other way around. You know, friends, usually it's a give and take thing. One person pays one time, one person pays the next, that sort of thing. And I can't see why, when she realized she was making so much more than you, that she could not pay for that coffee. She doesn't sound like a good friend to me at all. She couldn't even lend you $1 for a tomato. So don't you feel bad about charging her for gas. And don't you feel bad about not helping her out anymore. Because she didn't feel bad when she didn't give you $1 for a tomato. And she doesn't feel bad when she doesn't give you gas money. Like, seriously, this girl doesn't get it. She just clearly does not get it, or she would not be continuing to do this. I'm starting to think that she might not have many other friends, and because I can't see many people letting her bully them around like this, and you've got to stop it now. It's got to stop here, or she is just going to keep going until she's milked you dry. As for the purse that you had saved up for 4 months, she has no right to tell you that you can't buy anything. You saved for that. Like, she was splurging money left and right, and then expecting you to help her on top of that, not helping you with gas, and then she tells you that you can't buy a purse that you saved for 4 months to buy. Like, I personally, this is just me, and I'm not telling you to end a friendship, but I personally do not have room in my life for that kind of negativity. And I probably would have cut her off long ago. I probably would have said, you know, I'm not taking you anywhere till you give me gas money. When she wouldn't loan you the $1 for the tomato, I would have said, okay, that's fine. However, don't ever ask me for anything ever again, because I will remember this. Like, I think I would have written her off long ago. And I really think, unless you think she's going to get it, because you've got to stand up to her and you've got to say, no, I will not take you here unless you give me gas money. No, I will not give you money for that. No, you know what? Today you can pay for the coffee. You got so much money, Lisa? Pay up. Like, seriously, you've got to do that, because I think if you don't, she's just going to keep going, and it is never going to end, and it's going to be a vicious cycle, and it's always going to result in you being upset. And nothing that makes you feel like this is good. Like, really, life is too short to have things in your life that make you feel bad. And if Lisa makes you feel bad, then talk to her, and if she doesn't get it, if she still doesn't get it, maybe it's time to close the book or close the chapter on that friendship. Because, you know, life is like chapters. You go through different things, and yet everything is a different chapter. And it might possibly be time to close the chapter on that friendship. Anyway, Anonymous, I hope this helped. And I just want to encourage anybody, if you have any advice or tips for the questions that people have been asking, please feel free to post them in the comments below. Additionally, if you have a question that you would like me to devote a video to, please send me a private message. Until next time, have a great day.